Hello and welcome to Experience Share, Joshua.
Thank you for having me.
It's a podcast.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Starring you.
Thank you.
Let me take this from the top. I'm so thrown off.
I was playing this game until about 20 minutes ago. So, even on a short leg, I'm putting it right up against the wire.
Hello and welcome to Experience Share. It's a Pokemon podcast starring me, Tannerith.
Anorith.
A.k.a. Tanner Greenring. And I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Philippe.
Lilip. Nice, okay. Nice.
A.k.a. Joshua Fialstad. We play through every single Pokemon game, gym by gym, week by week. We are in Season 6, either B, C, or D, depending on which archivist you speak to.
Unclear.
I prefer D.
I prefer B.
Okay.
D? Where are you even getting D from? It was X and
Y,
1, which is
go.
1. That's A. B is go. How is
C.
Right now, C. Where is D coming from? Stumped.
I guess the second half of Season B would be Season D.
Yeah, that's right.
So that, I guess we're calling like Season B2. So this season, and this is Josh's fault, by the way, bug catchers. This season is Season A. Season 6A, XY. Season 6B1, Pokemon Go, Part 1. Season
Mixing
6C,
the numbers with the letters doesn't make any sense.
6C is a Roman numeral 1. And then 6C is this. And then 6B2, Roman numeral 2, is the second half of Pokemon Go.
I mean, that
and that's
just
what
feels
you've done, and that's what you want.
a lot simpler to just call it A and B, and you just rope in
We're
the
playing
first part
Omega
of Pokemon
Ruby.
Go.
And I am playing Alpha Sapphire. So I had to put up with a lot of fucking Team Aqua nonsense this week. And I want to talk about a Team Aqua character who I met this week later on when we get to him.
Do tell.
Later on when we get to him.
Fine. I'm excited.
But first,
to hear.
Joshua, we find ourselves in Lava Ridge Gym. We've just crushed Flannery.
Yes.
And her
Torkoal and the Torkoal I think was
hot
the signature
Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we get to plunge down this hill. So we can do one of two things. We walk out of the gym and there's Joy. To
Joy.
tell us. Is that her name?
May.
No, that's the nurse's name. May. I knew it was a 3-letter name. There's May to offer us a free teleportation down Mount Chimney into Petalburg City, where we have to face off against Daddy next. I declined.
I declined as well.
Because I when I was up here in Lava Ridge Town last week, Joshua, I picked up a pair of Go goggles.
I mean, I did too.
En route
course.
to Lava Ridge Town. So now I'm equipped to go back into that sandy desert where there's an eternal sandstorm blowing, Route 111.
Hell on Earth. Hell on Poke Earth.
Sort of purgatory for me, if anything, Joshua, because I did make my way down there. And here's the thing about Route 111, the desert route for Admiral Squirt, is Mrs. Squirt isn't just married to Admiral Squirt. She's also married to the sea. And I think in the coming weeks, you and the bug catchers will notice that she has a pretty strong preference for water-type Pokemon. And that being the case,
runs in the family.
There's literally not a single viable Pokemon for me to catch in this desert, including the 2 fossils that you can get here. So
that's a shame.
I came and I poked around a little bit. I did some battles to do some training. Sure. But at the end of the day, I really had no business here.
I wish I could say that I had no business there.
Are either of the fossil Pokemon allowed for you?
Armaldo is.
Oh, interesting.
Is it Armaldo?
I think so.
That's just a name? Yeah. Armaldo. Yeah, Bobby's comment on Armaldo was, weirdly, I like him. Which I agree. I actually think Armaldo is kind of nice. None of the others are approved. So I did take the claw fossil.
Armaldo's Bug Steel?
Yeah. Which is,
I guess that's kind of cool.
Fine. I mean, both of those are sort of like, I don't know, second tier types as far as I'm concerned. But
could do some weird stuff.
Could be kind of freaky. I did I did have an opening on my team this week.
What do you mean?
In the desert, Papa Cultura ran into some troubles.
No.
You know, the Mediterranean climate is not exactly friendly.
He's from Rome.
Yeah, he's more of like central Italy, not really the south.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Well, first of all, the entire country borders the Mediterranean and the Adriatic. So that's, one way of thinking about it. But then second of all, central Italy is certainly Mediterranean climate.
It's like central Florida. Our America's Italy.
I'm not comfortable giving Florida that moniker. Although Florida, in terms of the geography, does have a lot of similarities.
I've been to Orlando.
Its look to Italy.
The weather in Orlando is lovely. That's smack dab in the middle of Florida. I think we could both talk about how much we know about Florida and Italy all day.
Right.
But you're talking about Papa Cultura's sort of struggles in the desert.
Yeah. He ran into some trouble, and as a result, his good friend Ariana Large.
Yeah.
Ariana Large ran into some problems that were
Which one was Ariana Large?
Loudred?
Oh, no.
Who I was desperately trying to level up because X-Plowed is the only one that I can actually use in gym battles and battles against you.
I'm sorry that Ariana Large died, and I'm sorry that you lost your X-Plowed, but I will say this. You ran an X-Plowed last time we played this game.
I know, but I was doing something interesting at least where this one had... I don't remember what nature, because it's dead to me, literally and figuratively, but I was running a nature that was boosting its attack, so I was going to go for a physical attacker rather than the previous one was a modest, special attacker. So I was going to switch it up there, but yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I am saddened to lose one of my favorite, I didn't even make it to one of my favorite Pokemon, X-Plowed, RIP to Ariana Large, the Loudred, who was dispatched due to a variety of sandstorm damage, poisoning, and, just the general fatigue of being out in the desert. And it was a Ruin Maniac's Sand Slash that did it.
Ugh.
Brutal battle. There were multiple, and I would also say there were multiple Pokemon that almost died in this desert.
That's so surprising. We we marched through.
Well,
me and Swampert.
Yeah, of course.
And I was training the Pokemon at the time, a water-type Pokemon at the time.
I'll also add, I have a Grovyle who obviously could have taken care of this entire situation, but it's almost at the level where it's going to evolve, and then I can't use it anymore. So I've been phasing out.
Just
we'll get to.
Find an Everstone.
I'm phasing it out. I'm phasing out Grovyle.
I think that's for the best.
Yeah, I can't deal with that for the rest of my game.
Yeah.
But let's not trample over Loudred's memory. I have prepared a song.
Okay.
Because my kill count is 5 now. This. Unfortunately for me and presumably the listeners, because the Pokemon was named Ariana Grande, aka Ariana Large.
Yeah.
I felt that I had to sing an Ariana Grande song. Yeah. I really
think that's
hope
true.
that Kanye West doesn't die because this was already a struggle. Yeah. And I don't know how I could possibly pull that off.
I don't think you can. Honestly,
and I don't know that I'm going to be able to pull this off. But I'll give it a shot as far as I can make it.
All right.
Here we go. Okay. Thought I'd end up with X-Plowed, but he wasn't a match. Wrote some songs about Loudred. Now I listen and laugh. Even almost got healed. And for PP, I'm so thankful. Wish I could say thank you to Whismer, because he was an angel. No.
Mute myself.
No. That's good. Just play the song. I'm not doing more than that.
Oh, that's all you have?
I can't nail that. Wish I could say thank you to Whismer line. It's going to go south from there. It was already south.
Yeah, I got it.
You get it. Rest of Battles, Ariana Large.
Yeah, and R.I.P. Who was it? Mac Miller? Who she talks about in that song?
Probably Mac Miller.
Yeah, R.I.P. to both of them.
She's literal R.I.P. Mac Miller.
You're the one who chose the song about her like most beloved boyfriend dying.
Loudred, who would have become Xploud, would have been my beloved boyfriend.
You guys are like the social outcasts in Hoenn, where everyone else is dating Machokes, and it's you and your Xploud.
Yeah, well, I'll never know because
I was feeling a little deflated after Route 111, Joshua.
It was terrible. Let's also just say
in the desert.
Route 111 is one of the worst routes in all Pokemon.
It sucks because
you don't even need it.
Damage.
First of all, it doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's whatever. One of the Reggies down south.
Terrible.
Can't do anything down there yet. You always take damage because there's always a sandstorm running.
There's a bunch of freaks, ruin maniacs, and fucking
Oh. And you're constantly being attacked by wild Pokemon who are all, low-level trap benches and ball toys, but...
Well, and Joshy's sweetie.
Oh, who?
Cacnea. Huh?
Oh, you've come around on Cacnea. Huh?
What do you think about that? Well, it's thanks to Bobby putting it on his list.
The reason I like cactuses... Oh, I'm sorry. The reason I like Cacnea is I fell into a cactus when I was a kid. When I was like 11 and I fell into a cactus and I was covered in the cactus thorns or whatever you call them. And I was very afraid of cacti. And when I looked at Cacnea, I was like, I think I like cacti now. I think they're very sweet. And I think that represents growth for me. So that's why.
Stop at Cacnea or onward to, can it evolve into that big ugly one?
Cacturn. No, Cacturn is on my list as well.
That's cool.
And I think that 3D did Cacnea and Cacturn, I would say, a lot of favors. But Cacnea in particular, it's just like, and in Pokemon Go, I think again, like that, seeing it in Pokemon Go has improved my opinion as well. But it's always like, it's just like jaunty. It's like, moving back and forth on both of its little stubby legs.
Yeah.
And it's got kind of just like, it has a fun look. Sure, the mouth is a little creepy.
I don't love it, but it doesn't crush me the way it once may have.
Yeah, 2D was no good. But 3D Cacnea, I like it. I like the energy here.
I'll be interested to see how far you take it, honestly.
Well, like I said, Grovile's being phased out, and Cacnea happens to be part grass.
I just wonder how much staying power, what's his face called, has.
Cacturn?
Cacturn.
I have no idea. I've never run it at all. I've never even thought about it.
Dark grass? Is that possibly what its typing is?
It's dark grass, yeah.
Kind of cool.
It's useful. Like I said last episode, my team is a disaster. Well, my team is not necessarily not a disaster. Let's get that out of the way currently.
Yeah.
But in a different way. My typing was terrible. I think my typing is now pretty good. I'm getting to a good place. It's still like under construction, I would say.
Yeah.
But
I have some work to do on
especially
typing.
If you're going to have a bunch of water Pokemon.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of water. I still don't have fire. You have at least have found a Numel.
Yeah, I don't really always have fire. The Numel is interesting to me because it is fire ground. So I can do 2 types at least.
I guess I don't have Psychic either currently.
Psychic and Electric are 2 of the ones that I basically demand to always have.
I don't have Electric either. But I feel like this is one of the better teams I've ever run, my team. Like
you're already willing to say that?
I just like this week was just like I was just smashing through. They're pretty good. I like do a lot of battling in the cafeteria at Mauville too.
Yeah.
There's some fun stuff in there.
Well,
Joshua,
did you see anything else out in that desert?
No, but I was deflated. I needed to find something to lift my spirits. And I remembered that you, my rival, Joshua, in the contest spectacular, had pulled ahead of me. You had achieved a hyper rank in cute, right? Or beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah,
coolness.
Well, I went a contesting, Joshua. I had to catch up with you. Yeah. Okay. And I went between Slateport and Verdant
and Fall Arbor, I think, are all of them.
Just sort of getting caught up. And I discovered a few things. Here's what I've discovered. I'm now hyper rank in 2 categories. Cool and clever.
God. Now, wait a second.
Yep.
Are we supposed to get master rank in all 4? Because I'm not doing that.
Not only are we supposed to get master rank in all 4, but there's more than 4.
It's simply not. Simply not.
We have to. It's part of the rules.
Well,
it's part of the rules of the season.
I resign. You win then. I'm just not doing that.
We have to.
Six different types.
I think so, isn't there? Cool.
I don't care how many there is. I'm only doing one. I thought we just had to do one.
Clever, cute, beautiful, tough. There's 5.
We never said that we had to do all 5.
Yes, we did. We said we're going to beat the contest.
Wait, you beat the contest with 1 to finish out the little storyline with Lycia and Chaz, and then that's it. Why am I doing it 5 times instead of just once?
Because it's in the rules. If you can break that rule, then I'm just going to go and revive all my dead Pokemon. If we're just breaking rules,
I'll give it a shot, but if I don't pull it off, my dead Pokemon. What am I supposed to do? What are you going to do?
If you manage to win a Master Rank contest, then a special painting will be made of your Pokemon.
Well, that's fun. Oh. That is an incentive to do it with multiple Pokemon.
But anyway, I'm up to 2. I have found a cheat code, and the cheat code is called Masquerain, who has
disgusting
effortlessly brought me up to hyper rank. And I've won 1 hyper rank match so far, but it didn't level me up. I think it slows down after that.
Does the audience, do the judges have eyes? They think Masquerain is
They
cool?
love it. It's got a great metagame. Here's what happens. It's got 2 moves that are 3 hearts, but also move it up to the top spot on the next turn. So he essentially has always secured the front spot. And every time he does a move, he gets the crowd whipped up and they give a star. So anyway, I've managed to figure out the timing on Masquerain so that I always hit the 5th star and get that. Have you ever finished off the set and you get that mega move?
Multiple times, of course. Swellow, the Madonna, very talented.
I have figured out how to game the system so that I manage to do that with Masquerain every single time.
Yeah, I have too with Swellow. I've done it twice in 1 contest, in fact.
Yeah, I think I have too. But anyway, he's skyrocketed me to hyper rank, and I don't think there's any stopping him. And then I also figured out that Beautifly does something pretty similar for the Clever. So Beautifly is up to hyper ranking Clever too.
Clever is not what I would have thought with Beautifly, considering that there is a beauty contest.
Yeah, I know, but she knows a lot of good Clever moves. So.
All right, well, I guess I'll
I'm
give
really
it a
surging
shot
in the contest.
More Pokemon feels like a lot.
Have to.
Feels like a lot to ask at this point.
I would maybe come back early from your next vacation, just so you can get on the contest stuff, get a move on it. Maybe worth it. Maybe change your ticket. Talk. You don't have to answer. Now.
Can I just catch the most fish when I go on vacation in Montana, and then does that get me anything? That's a contest.
Not the right
going
kind of
with
contest.
5 other people. If I get the most fish, I don't get anything.
Not from me. You can ask your friends you're going with.
I just feel like that should be something where maybe I don't have to do one of the contests if I get the most fish.
Joshua, one other thing I want to talk about before we leave and head to Petalburg Gym is my You Make Me Barf Pokemons of the week. Or is it like Attorneys General? Is it You Make Me Barf's Pokemon?
Yeah, it would be You Make Me Barf's Pokemon. Pokemon, come on. That's obviously plural and singular. Pokemons? What are you, my grandma?
It's Lily and Anorith. I think I agree with Mrs. Squirt on this. These 2 are fucking terrible. The Bulbapedia guide is before you head to Petalburg, make sure you go to Slateport first, or Rustboro first, and hand in your fossil. And it's sorry, guy, I don't have a fossil because my wife thinks they're both ugly. And you know what? I agree with her. And if I did have a fossil, I probably wouldn't turn it in because I don't want to run either of these Pokemon. I think Lileep and Anorith are terrible. There's always
they're ugly, especially. Even whatever, it's the evolution. Cradily, I think, is also hideous.
Looks so bad.
Armaldo, I think, is fine.
I think they all look terrible.
But Anorith is a disgusting little...
The eye stalks? The little eye stalks?
Yeah. I also think that Anorith is a disgusting little cockroach.
Yeah.
Obviously.
There's always there's always one fossil Pokemon where it's this one's cool. I'll take this one. But this one, neither of these fossil. It's either that or both of these are cool. XY, both were pretty fucking cool. I'll take either.
Yeah.
This one, it's no, I don't want either of these Pokemon. Let them sit here and rot in the desert.
Their evolutions were not approved, presumably, by Mrs. Squirt?
No, of course not. No.
Okay.
No, nothing for me in this.
I mean, now that we talked about it, I feel like maybe I will throw Armaldo into the mix.
Yeah,
I don't really care about this team so far.
I'm running a dang bug.
Now that Ariana Large is dead.
All right, Joshua, main event, Petalburg Gym. I made my way downtown, through Petalburg Forest, by Mr. Briney's house, walking fast, and I'm homebound. And I am here in Petalburg Gym.
Uh-huh.
The setup here is just like it was the last time we played, where there are branching rooms that you can go through to hit specialized trainers who each do a different gimmick. Let me see if I can remember any of the gyms. Probably.
I had speed or accuracy is the first one.
I did all of them eventually, because you can always go back and do the ones that you.
God, I forgot about that. I did the accuracy room because accuracy versus speed seems pretty obvious to me.
In who you want to face off against?
Yeah, so the gimmick, bug catchers, if you haven't played this, is each divergent path has a particular specialty, and what that means is it's not even necessarily that the Pokemon itself is going to be like Speedy, but what it means is that they drop one of those booster items on it.
Yes.
At the start of the battle. So it'll be X speed if you went the speed route, or X accuracy if you go the accuracy route.
Guard spec for the zero reduction room, X defense for the defense room, a super potion for the recovery room, an X attack for the strength room, and a dire hit for the one hit KO room.
Yeah, and then it sort of just looks like a dojo,
Diamond.
I guess.
Yeah. So
Fighting
you go
dojo.
through all of these little dojo rooms.
So it's
and
fine.
You're facing off against all these specialty Pokemon, Josh. Mm-hmm. And it's all, pretty smooth sailing.
And they're all like normal type. That's the gym.
The gym is all normal type. Yeah.
Norman, normal.
Yeah. Although, we'll talk about Norman's selection of Pokemon in a little bit. But so I was going through, Josh, and I oh God, it's hard to talk about.
Oh no, Tanner. Oh no.
I was kind of clearing all the rooms out.
In the normal gym?
I was clearing all the rooms out, and I went into the one-hit KO room, and I thought, this won't be an issue. And I was training some Pokemon, too. As you remember, I lost a Pokemon last week, so I had to replace them, and I'll talk about its replacement. I was training up a Pokemon, and I had it in the first spot. It had already taken some damage in a previous battle, but I hadn't healed it because it wasn't very much. And honestly, our levels are much higher than everyone in this gym's. So it wasn't a difficult gym.
They were all level 28 or something. Like my ringer, which ended up once again being Madonna the Swellow.
Wow, this thing just has the last staying power, huh?
Yeah.
Halfway through the game.
Yeah, I don't really know how I ended up in this situation, but that thing had at least 10 plus levels on any of them.
Yeah. So I was feeling confident, and I went into the one-hit KO room thinking, he can't one-hit KO me. Maybe he can one-hit KO, but not me,
Sure.
What's a dire hit do?
The
raises
premise
critical chance?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would just say, I don't know where you're going. I feel like I have a sense of the direction you're going in, but if I were faced with this decision, which I have been, and I'm playing a Wedlock, which is a modified Nuzlocke that we've reclaimed non-problematically, I wouldn't pick the one that is a one-hit KO themed room, because I know that if my Pokemon dies, then that Pokemon is out. So personally, that's just me.
I wish I had that kind of wisdom,
Yeah, because there are other options, so you don't have to go into the one-hit KO themed room.
No, I had already gone through many of the other options. Here's what happened, Josh. Ace Trainer Burke has one Pokemon, and it's called Zongoose. Fucking Zongoose, whatever. I can knock this thing out.
Not a problem. Shouldn't be a problem.
Out comes Swalot. Immediately drops a Toxic, right?
Yeah, of course.
This is Swalot's move. So I've got Swalot kind of in this cool position where when he evolved into Swalot, picked up Stockpile and one move that heals you and one move that does damage. And I can't remember the name of either move.
Spit Up, ultimately.
Spit Up
the damage
and
one.
Swallow.
Yeah.
And he had Toxic. So I was like, great, I'm going to set up this guy to be one of those Pokemon who comes in, drops Toxic, and then starts stockpiling. And he's got a ton of hit points, so he'll be okay. He can absorb some damage. And if not, like, I can just swallow and try again, you know?
Of course.
And the whole time the enemy is getting whittled down by Toxic. So I'm doing that because that's the setup I do every time I fight with Swalot. And I drop the Toxic, and Zangoose, as a sort of natural feature of being a mongoose, is immune to poison.
Yeah.
Not something I knew.
Okay.
But I thought, okay, hiccup, I'll just have to stockpile a really big spit up.
Gross.
And then barf on him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work because he has dire hit, and he had a really high critical hit chance. And he critical hitted me, and I died in one hit.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
So I've prepared a song for Swalot.
Tried so hard with that Swalot. So this is kill count?
Oh, I also should probably say, before I do my song, Josh and I, Detective Josh and I...
You want to address the controversy? I was going to ask you to.
Detective Pikachu and I over here have gotten to the bottom of why I had a Swalot egg. And it's because I put 2 Swalots in the daycare center.
The 2 Gulpins?
Two Gulpins in the daycare center. One called Old Zantac, because that's something Jamie and I both love, is the old formula of Zantac that they had to like recall.
Was that one of from the baby formula?
No. This shortage? Was years ago. This was
Zantac?
Years ago. Zantac was an antacid, and it was the best antacid on the market. But then they realized that whatever medicine they were using that wasn't famotidine was like killing people. So they're like, okay, we have to take this off the market.
Where it's at. You just, hardline the pure stuff. Hell yeah.
Anyway, I went back to the daycare center and discovered that at some point I had forgotten that I had done this, but I had stuck 2 Gulpins in the daycare center in an attempt to like min-max the perfect Gulpin. I wanted the best nature possible.
It's mesmerizing to me in multiple ways, which is that you did that at all. You had the thought process of like, I'm going to min-max a fucking Gulpin.
I thought it would be fun to run a Gulpin, so I caught a bunch of Gulpins looking for the right nature, but I never found it. So I think I just like on the way past the daycare center was like, oh, I can just put a couple Gulpins in here. And then on the way past the daycare center on another trip, I would talk to a random guy and he handed me an egg, and I was like, oh, I got an egg. Fun. This must be that Togepi.
Jesus Christ.
But it was
even though he's standing in front of the daycare center.
So it was my own. It was my own fault.
I love that you did all of that, and then you also just completely repressed or just blacked out, like having done it at all, and then you just go to the assumption that your cartridge is hacked.
Like both things just happened in passing, so it was like it didn't really like sink in very deep. I was like en route to something, and like, I don't know.
Well, who the hell gave me this Gulpin? Who puts a Gulpin in an egg?
All right, here I go.
And then after all of that, your Gulpin died. R.I.P. Swalot. Clear the runway. Show me what you got.
All right, here we go.
Show me what you got.
It's a little upbeat, I guess, but. I'm stacked and I'm rolling, I'm styling, living free, I'm golden. He lives for me, says he's worry-free. Relation to my lamentation, I came around and he went down to sleep. And he's full of bile like a stomach too. Belly Pokemon full of goo coming out for you. Keep stockpiling, we can get through. One shot in the OHKO gym room. And I say goodbye, now I've got to call a hearse. Thought we'll be fine, but this couldn't be gone worse. Come on, who's this freak who just upstage? Me right when my money slayed, I said I need some potions to get me through this semi-hard kind of gym. Daddy, I need some potions. Swalot, listen when I say goodbye. So, rest in petals, Swalot, you died.
R.I.P. Swalot.
And I have another egg waiting for me, so I could always just go try again. But gonna be honest, I'm a little stacked on poison right now, so I think I may be okay on Swalot.
Stacked on poison? I mean, it's just like, what is happening with your team?
I don't know.
Nobody's ever been stacked on poison.
I had to box a poison Pokemon this week because it was just like, I don't need 4 poison Pokemon.
Three poison Pokemon? I mean, I'm glad I got a Psychic, but my Psychic is part Fairy, so not ideal in that sense, but...
Marched into Daddy's little dojo and fucking mopped up. Daddy has the least creative normal type team in the world. It's Slaking, and then Vigoroth.
Vigoroth.
Like, okay, I guess he has a Slaking and a Vigoroth, whatever. And then it's just Slaking again.
Yeah.
And they were just like, they were easy. Slaking is
so many normal types at this point. It's
I know,
insane.
There's just so many to choose from. I just went through a whole fucking gym full of them, and you have the same Pokemon 3 times in 2 different evolutions.
It's crazy. And they moved this guy out here. They had to import a new gym leader, and they go through the selection process. And they choose the guy who's got 2 Slakings and a Vigoroth.
It's not very interesting, but Slaking, they take so much damage. It's incredible how many hit points a Slaking has.
I mean, Slaking's good.
But I got through
We learned this in the original Ruby and Sapphire playthrough.
Yep. I got through him, no problem. Totally fine.
It was no problem for me either. Aerial Ace, all over them.
Fraud
because my one good Pokemon is Swellow, confoundingly.
Well, do we want to talk about our Pokemon while we're at it?
Before we go into this extra bit? We did a little extra.
We did a little extra this week
catchers.
Because
it was
a
so
really
short
route. And then the Bulbapedia guide had this little side quest tacked on too. But yeah, let's talk about our teams. Level check.
Right now?
Yes, in level check.
Or after this break.
Damn it. I was taking the long route there. Do you want to go first was my key question.
No, I don't.
After this break.
Gotcha.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Tanner.
It's payday.
Payday's back.
I'm just wondering, Josh, did you get me anything for Grandparents' Day?
For what? For what day?
Grandparents' Day. Did you get me anything for Grandparents' Day, Josh?
No, and
it's coming up.
I'll give you 2 reasons. One is I didn't know that was a thing, and second of all, I didn't know you were a grandparent.
Oh.
I feel like Miles is a little young to be having children.
I feel like I've told you maybe like a dozen times. I mean, just even earlier this season, I was the proud grandparent of a baby Gulpin named Polar Seltzer.
Is that the same Gulpin whose parents you couldn't remember and you don't know where it came from?
Doesn't change anything. Families come in all shapes and sizes, Josh.
That's true. Sing it, sister.
Anyone can be your grandparent, and Grandparents' Day is coming up. It's a legit holiday. It's the Sunday after Labor Day.
Do we get that one off from work, too?
Well, I should. This year, actually celebrate grandparents and relatives in your life, or, your junior Pokemon who you've raised from eggdom. Aura frames.
Aura frames.
Aura.
Aura frames.
Aura frames are these great little frames.
Hell of a frame.
They're digital high-res displays that you can sync up to an app, and you just put photos onto it, and it displays the photos. It's like incredibly crisp, incredibly beautiful.
It's super easy, and you can put 10,000 or more photos on there.
Oh, also, videos? No problem. No sweat.
That's one of the best parts about these things, because I'll say, and I'll just open with a humble brag, I have another digital frame.
Whoa.
And it doesn't have nearly as many options.
Jeez Louise, everyone step back. I guess, hey, Aura, you can have your money back. We don't need it, apparently. Look at Josh over here swimming in frames.
I don't want money back for the Aura frame. I want money back for my other one, because this one has a lot more options where you can tweak it to how long the videos or the photos are up. And that's great.
Yeah, it's great.
And you can have multiple photos on a screen.
The videos can play sound or not.
Beautiful.
You know what my favorite part of the experience is? The unboxing experience.
What?
You can unwrap your Aura in box, and it comes in its own gift box.
Oh, yeah.
You just take all the extra stuff off, and it's got this like beautiful, like crisp little gift box so that you can get your Aura, load it up with images, send it off to grandma and grandpa or me.
You.
And then it comes in a little tasteful package. It's beautiful.
If you want to treat yourself like we did, thanks to Aura Frames, when you get it and you give it to yourself, you get to open it like a gift from yourself to yourself.
So much fun.
But we're not here to celebrate ourselves. We're here to celebrate grandparents.
From now until September 12th, never forget, save on the perfect gift for any occasion by visiting auraframes.com/EXP. That's AURA frames.com/EXP. Aura is having a sale, and they're offering listeners an exclusive $20 off their purchase of the best-selling matted frame code EXP.
We got that bad boy, and it is chic.
Oh, and guess what, Josh?
What?
Terms and conditions apply.
No way. Even though they will still let you put a Gulpin on there if you want to celebrate the your grandchild a Gulpin. Level check.
We've just taken on Norman with which teams, Joshua? We didn't really get into the teams that we were doing. Because I trained 2 new Pokemon this week. I'm very proud of both of them. But we'll get through the old hats first. Scotty B, Swampert, level 39. Welcome to the team, Swampert. Big, bad, beefy, boggy baby boy. Lobster Roll, Slaking, level 39. Yes, I have my own Slaking, and he rules except for Truant. That sucks.
Yeah.
Is there anything to do with Truant? Is there some strategy that incorporates the Truant turn every other turn?
I don't know of anything other than late game or whenever you can get the TM, or I think Slaking learns it. Hyper Beam, that's what you're supposed to do. Because you have to burn a turn anyway.
I see. Well, the way we're leveling,
fire off Hyper Beams.
Going to get there early, or going to get there sooner than the game expects.
Yeah.
Lower Pond, Masquerain, level 36, still having a blast with this little bug. Not the strongest Pokemon in the world, but I don't know, kind of fun. Kind of does some cool stuff. Bluey.
Yeah, sure.
Bluey, Altaria. I don't practice Altaria, but I do practice having Bluey on my team.
Altaria. Yeah.
Level 39. Incredible. What a great Pokemon. Also, it just has a ton of hit points. And Cotton Guard. You run Cotton Guard twice on that thing. It's not taking any damage.
I remember Cotton Guard, not fondly, from our battle last episode.
And then welcome to the team. So I lost. Who'd I lose last week? Must not have been that important. Widby the Lombre. So Widby the Lombre.
You seemed pretty broken up about it last week, but you've moved on.
At some point, I'm going to have to swing this team back around to water. Or this team is going to naturally swing back around to water. And I think this was the first start, is I lost my water grass when I lost Lombre. So I took out my old rod, and I went out to the beach, and I looked for a new dual-type, water-type Pokemon. So welcome to the team, Mystic the Tentacruel, level 36. Joshua,
wow.
Tentacruel's great.
We had a number of bug catchers in our tweets, not DMs. Just tweets.
Yeah.
Defending Tentacruel and vindicating Mrs. Squirt for her selection of Tentacruel.
Yeah, even though she's right. I think it's still
historically
ugly.
It's ugly.
But it's honestly
if it's good,
really good Pokemon.
There's just no way around the fact that it's ugly.
I love it, and this is now where I'm like, well, okay, I don't need okay, so I lost Swalot, so that solved one of my too many poison types problem.
Yeah.
But then I still had Ursula to contend with, my Crobat, and I thought, well, I don't need a flying poison and a water poison. So I think I'm just going to roll the dice on this one. So I boxed Ursula for now. She might come back later. And I've welcomed Mystic the Tentacruel onto my team. Named after Mystic, Connecticut, where the three of us go to the Mystic Aquarium to see jellyfish.
Not pizza?
We have been to Mystic Pizza, too. It's really bad.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's really bad pizza.
So you recommend the aquarium over the pizza?
I recommend the aquarium. I recommend Old Mystic Village. I recommend the Mystic Seaport, where you can see old boats and ride on them.
Oh, I do like old boats.
There's lots to do in Mystic, Connecticut. They're not paying me or us.
Although they could.
Pretty nearby home. It's a nice little vacation town nearby home. So, Mystic, welcome to the team, Tentacruel. And then, Josh, one more. I lost Swalot, and I thought, well, I got to replace this thing now. Don't need another poison. But I'm hurting
Certainly
on that.
Not.
Hurting on that grass I lost when I lost Lombre. So, secretly in the background, I've been quietly training up this little guy, and his name is Grove, and he's a Breloom, and he's level 31.
Oh, love it.
And he's great. And he also knows Poison Powder, so...
I love Breloom.
And he's named after a place called The Grove, not in California, but in... Oh, actually, it is in California. in Northern California, hidden deep in the redwood forest, is a unmarked grove of very, very, very old redwood trees.
Yeah, I really want to see
Jamie
it.
and I have been to one time, and it was great.
It's so cool. They don't even reveal whatever the oldest one is.
You just have to know someone who knows
They don't even
where it
say
is.
where it is. Like, it's not on a map, and you just know there's a specific area in the grove where it is somewhere. You know, it's 1,000 years old or fucking whatever.
Right.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah, we went there one time. It was incredible. I invite everyone to go, except you don't know where it is, so you can't. That's it. That's my whole team.
You can't tell.
What about Papa Cultura?
Papa Cultura met a couple of new celebrity friends this week, and that was good timing because his dear friend Ariana Large passed away, lost in the desert. We got the old standby.
Did you get
Madonna.
her corpse out at least? Or is it like Everest, where you just got to leave her out there?
I think you just, as far as
Sands take
Papa
her.
Cultura understood it, you have to just leave them out there.
Yeah. No rescue crew can get out there.
It's one of the only ways of like marking, where you are in the desert is the corpses.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So, but he does still have Madonna, the Swellow, level 40.
Wow, level 40.
Swellow, I don't know, man. I can't stop. I can't stop with this thing.
Does that thing have a mega evolution? That would be fun.
No, it's just a Swellow. That's it.
That would be cool. They should do that.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's so much more you could do with this. Like, it's handsome. It's got a lot going for it already.
Yeah.
Give it another evolution or give it a mega. Give it more wings or fucking more of its little tails or, big feathers
just look
on
at
its
fucking
head.
Mega Pidgeot. What's it called? Pidgeot.
Pidgeot?
Pidgeot.
I feel like it's Pidgeot as far as I'm concerned. That's a lot better than Pidgeot. Sounds gross.
Pidgeot. That Mega Pidgeot looks great. You can do that with Swellow.
I know. Why can't you do it with Swellow?
That's what I'm saying. All right. Who else you got?
Stephanie G, Germanata, Manectric, level 33. Does have a Mega Evolution, which
looks
I can start using after this, even though it does look terrible.
Manectric's
but we did get the ring or bracelet.
Do you have a Manectric Gite?
I do.
Where'd you get a Manectric Gite?
Underneath the cycling road.
Oh.
There's a beauty trainer or something.
I
off
probably
to the east.
I probably
that
have
you
it
can
too.
Fight. And then there's a little sparkling patch on the ground, and that is where the Manectrite is.
Oh,
and then we've got
Mega Manectric looks so stupid. He just turns into a big lightning bolt.
It just ruins the entire thing. Like, it makes it look like something totally different and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, it's a dog. Like, it's a cool dog right now.
It's a cool lightning dog.
But then it becomes this weird, like, top-heavy, like,
bolt.
porcupine.
It's like a Super Saiyan, like, porcupine lightning bolt.
But I'll still use it because Manectric, as long as it does not die, is here to stay. There's basically no chance I'm going to remove this thing from the team. I like Manectric a lot. I like Electric is like my favorite type, so not going anywhere unless it dies. Kanye West, the Curlia, level 29. Channing T.
Which way are you going to take that thing?
Isn't it?
Do you have both options on your list?
Didn't you find out the hard way that it just turns into Gardevoir by default unless you intervene?
Oh yeah, I did discover that, and also
Gallade is a Dawnstone. I think also Gallade is not approved.
Gallade hadn't been introduced in this gen yet, but maybe by the time they did the remake, they had included it.
Yeah, I think it is in it now, but Gallade is not approved for me. Gardevoir is the only one that is approved. So,
well, you can get a Mega Gardevoir at least. That's kind of cool.
Oh, really?
You're getting your Mega season after all.
I didn't even know there was a Mega Gardevoir. It's just a bigger dress. That's fun. I mean, I'm sure that you don't get the fucking, like, Gardevoir right
I just realized
the
that
post-game
fucking
or some bullshit.
Camerupt has a Mega Evolution too, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does.
You're, like, stacked on Megas.
I was not trying to do that, but now it's starting to sound pretty nice. Because all three of them could make it all the way to the end. Manectric for sure. Probably Gardevoir. Maybe Camerupt. I'm doing it. I'm raising the Numble out of spite for you. But if it turns out to be good,
well, thank you.
I'm going to keep the Camerupt.
Shit. Oh, and Mega Camerupt looks bad.
I'll say somebody on this
bad.
leg had a Camerupt. I guess it was probably one of the Team Magma people that we're going to encounter right after this. And I think that Camerupt is a sweetie. Looks good. Mega Camerupt, I'm not as sold on. I think it's questionable. I haven't seen it in situ.
Can I say two bad Pokemon who are vastly improved by their Mega Evolution?
Who?
That I'm looking at the list because I wanted to see what Mega Camera Up looked like. Sableye, a Pokemon who I don't think of as a cool or cute Pokemon.
No.
Mega Sableye is great. It's got this big like gem shield. I love that.
Oh, that is cool.
And then I'm pretty impressed with Mega Glalie too. He looks like a big mean Pac-Man with a horn.
Big mean Pac-Man. Okay, I see it.
I just better than Glalie, you know?
Giant open mouth. It's better. I mean, it's so ugly though. Still,
shit.
I mean, it's better than Glalie. Sure.
Steel looks like shit,
but it's still like tough. It's hard for me to stomach it.
It's like they didn't even try with Mega Beedrill. They're like, just change his pose. Anyway, we can't just keep talking about Mega Pokemon. That's what we always do. We get sucked into the Mega Pokemon trap.
Yeah, Mega Beedrill. Come on, they really phoned it in there. Yes. So
Channing Tatum,
the Nummels, level 25, and then 2 newcomers. Like I said, I'm phasing out the Grovyle situation before it goes any further. So we have a Cacnea, which is Ezra Miller.
Why Ezra Miller?
Because Cacnea's
isn't he imploding right now?
And might just lose control at any moment, you know?
Yeah.
It's always kind of like
Ezra Miller.
Man,
moment.
Like might just lose control.
Yeah.
Cacnea, level 25. That will be my new grass type for now, at least.
Cool. I think I win the. I don't know. I feel like I win the grass type battle this week between Breloom and Cacturn. I'm gonna take Breloom every time.
Yeah. Well, Breloom is an option for me, and I do love Breloom, but I was trying to do something different. I've never done Cacnea Cacturn.
I'm into it.
We'll see.
We both just picked up grass types, and I think I like mine more, is all I'm saying.
Well, I agree. I mean, I don't have any idea what Cacnea is even like. I mean, it's low enough of a level that I haven't even put it into battle yet.
Yeah.
And then we have another Wingull.
Okay.
Harrison Ford, level 19.
You're dead set on the Wingull line, huh? It's your Surskit.
Have very, very few water options in stark contrast to you. And I was looking at the stats of the only other option I have currently available to me, which is Meryl. And even Azumeryl's stats are just fucking awful. I mean,
yeah,
I think it tops out at like 380 total base stats.
So Pelipper's are better?
Pelipper is much better.
Okay.
Comparatively. And then, like I said, I ran it in my original Omega Ruby run, which is hilarious. But it is a very good HM friend. Wingull currently is not, because I guess Wingull can't learn Surf, which we can now use.
Oh, yeah.
And Pelipper can. So at the moment, I also have an HM friend, which is a Meryl, and it's Anthony Hopkins, level 15.
Oh, okay, great.
Just so you know, Anthony Hopkins is my
Linoon is
HM friend at the moment.
Linoon is great. It learns everything. All the important stuff.
Well, I can't use that, so.
Joshua, we need Surf because we went on a little journey this week.
We did.
After the gym. We never play after the gym, but this week we did because it was a pretty short jog down to the gym. And we took our new Surf ability and we used it to get across Route 118. And on the other side, Joshua, on the beaches of Route 118, you know what I got?
What'd you get?
I got that good rod from a fisherman here on the beach.
I did get that good rod as well.
I'm excited about that. As I said, there's a lot of water-type Pokemon on my list, and now I can actually start catching them.
Well,
can't make it very much further, Joshua. You can't make it very much further, Joshua, before you were stopped by the young lover of CEO Stone, Steven Stone, here on the beach.
That's right.
He has some bullshit to tell you about like Mega Evolutions, and then like a Mega Latios attacks you. Or not doesn't attack you, he just kind of like descends from the heavens. And Steven Stone is like, let's get on. And it's like, okay, are you sure? And you do. And you fly to a little island in the very south of Hoenn.
It is a terrible animation, by the way.
What is?
The graphics, I think, are good overall for this game and where it was at the time, but the animation of you riding on the back of Latios is I don't know that this makes sense. It's like these two dudes on the back of this thing, and they take up essentially all of the body of Latios.
Latios.
And the proportions are just totally off. And I don't really understand how it's in the air at that point. Yeah. And it's just one of the things where it's like, why isn't it just bigger? Latios and Latios are 4 foot 7 inches.
They're so tiny.
Like, why is that not bigger?
Yeah, aren't they based on Concorde jets? They should be massive.
Exactly. Even the Mega version is 5'11". It's me.
Yeah, the Mega looks cool. The Latios that carried us to the island was in Mega mode. It looked pretty cool. I thought it looked cool.
Oh, it was in just Mega mode?
I think so, unless I just forget.
Mine wasn't. Oh, like. The Latios Mega version is much better than the Latios.
I think yours must have been in Mega.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, no, mine wasn't in Mega. Mine wasn't. I just thought it was in Mega.
Mega Latios, that actually looks like a Concorde. That's cool as hell.
I think Latios looks cooler than Latios. And I know they look the exact same, and that's a ridiculous thing to say, but it's my truth.
No, you're right. Latios looks better. And Mega Latios is not even comparable.
Yeah, Mega Latios doesn't look good. Well, it sucks because we get to Southern Island and we're sort of summoned into this back grove area, and there is, for me, a Latios waiting there, and for you, I imagine a Latios.
That's right.
But before you can approach them, you're attacked by the bad guys. And for me, Josh, it's my trainer danger of the week.
Oh.
Because I was attacked by this huge bruiser, big bruiser from Team Aqua, who's some admin, some upper sea level,
Yeah.
And he's big and buff, and he's not wearing a shirt, and he's got a Team Aqua tattoo on his chest, and his name is just Matt.
Okay.
Which is fine if that's your name. I'm not saying Matt is a bad name. I'm saying
I like the
his name is just Team Aqua Matt.
That sounds wrong.
And if your name is Matt, that's fine. But if you're a big, bulky, second in command of the bad guys who are about to destroy the Earth, you should have a tougher name than Matt.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Anyway, Matt and Team Aqua Grunt had a Sharpedo and a Grimer, and I eviscerated them.
Yeah, I dealt with Magma admin Courtney, which is also kind of similar.
Because Steven Stone fights with you.
Yeah.
And he has a Metagross in mind.
Yeah, same. And Courtney had a Coughing and a Camerupt. That's where the Camerupt was.
So for some reason,
Crushed.
Sharpedo kept slashing Metagross, and it's that's not going to do anything, guy. And Grimer kept sludge bombing Metagross, and it's that's really not going to do anything, guy. So my I don't even remember who I was training at the time, but they had a very easy time of the battle.
Yeah, it was a joke.
And then when you're done, Steven Stone hands you a Mega bracelet. They've the in the Hoenn region, they haven't figured out how to get it down to ring size yet.
Yeah, they're a few years behind Kalos.
And he hands you something called a keystone.
Yep.
I don't know what that does, but anyway, he also hands you a bunch of Latiosite.
I think the keystone is strangely an interlocutor with the Mega Stone and the bracelet for some reason.
Yeah, I don't get it.
What's the point? Why do we need this also?
I don't know. I assume it'll play.
Pokemon Company, you made this up, so why don't you just keep it to the Mega Bracelet and the Mega Stones? Why do we need a middle item?
Yeah. Apparently, if you have something called an Aeon ticket, you can come back here and catch a bunch of Aeon Pokemon, and I don't know what that means. I assume that's like Jirachi and all those other event-type Pokemon from this game, right?
That makes sense.
Joshua.
Yeah, I guess.
I have Latios now.
I have Latios.
It's approved.
I wish I could say.
And I can use it, but I probably won't because it's not very much fun.
So good, especially the Mega version. I don't even have to deal with
already dominating this game. Although maybe I'll die less. Maybe I'll have fewer eulogies to sing if I bring Latios into the team.
We have had at least one eulogy per episode so far, haven't we?
I think so.
That is dramatically different than the first time we did, which I think was
we're just
Fire
playing
Red,
faster and looser.
Yeah. I wish I could use Latios just because I'd like to see that Mega version, but Bobby called both of them boring.
Oh, wow.
Cannot use them.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it, Joshua. That's the leg this week.
That's it.
We will be back next week to journey on to Gym 5. I think the next one is the very long water route, but I can't remember. Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
God,
I'm
wrong.
I don't think so. I think we have the
Gym.
I think we have the beautiful, iconic Route 119 next, which is the tropical, like big tall grass, all of the Tropiuses.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, and the Weather Institute's up ahead. Yeah.
Route 111
going to take on
one of, if not the worst route.
Yep.
Route 119, though, maybe.
Best.
Certainly top tier.
We're gonna go take on Winona, the flying type trainer. So get your electrics ready, Joshua.
That's gonna be a joke. Yeah.
Until then, this has been Experience Share. I have been Tannerith, and I am joined as always by my co-host Philippe. Please do rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts, and do follow the show everywhere that you follow podcasts, and do follow us at EXPSharePod on Twitter and on Instagram.
You can also check us out and interact with the rest of the community of bugcatchers at reddit.com/r/bugcatchers. You can buy some merch at expsharemerch.com. And I guess that's it.
And we have a live show coming up on September 17th in New York City at Caveat. And we would love for you to come see it in person. We want more people to come in person because we want to battle you afterwards. And
even if you don't want to battle, we're going to give you stickers too.
Oh, yeah, or pins, or keychains, honestly.
We'll just unload a bunch of whatever we got.
So if you want some free gear, come meet us at the live show. Or it's
You can
streaming.
also live stream it. Yeah.
Yep. And tickets are available at bit.ly/expsharelive. Please do come September 17th at 7 p.m.
And those tickets are at bit.ly/expsharelive.
Yep. Please come. Joshua, bug catchers. Goodbye.
Smell you later.
He says, what are you working on right now? That's not our podcast.
I was checking whether or not I could use Carvana, and I can't.
No.
Nor Sharpedo.
No, I think from an outside perspective, I think we have a lot of appreciation for Carvana and Sharpedo, but I think if you're a virgin to the world of Pokemon and you're looking at that in lineup to everything else around it, I can see why they made those decisions.
It's not good. Yeah,
both
I
Bobby and Jamie.
But you know who does look good, even to virgin eyes? Steven Stone.
Steven Stone, yeah.